Hey guys, Frank the Handyman here. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to apply stain on an existing countertop that we recently built. I'm also going to show you how to put on some glaze coat on top of the stain that we allowed to dry for a few days. And so please stay tuned and continue watching until the end, because I'm going to show you the entire process, all the details, and some tips so you can apply the stain, the glaze coat, with professional results. If you want to learn how to do all kinds of handyman DIY projects, including home renovations, then you're in the best place here on YouTube, since that's all we do here. Consider subscribing to our channel and activate the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any future videos that we're going to be uploading in the near future. Recently installed this countertop the other day. I actually have a video of the entire process you can check out before this one, and so I'm already starting to apply the stain in this section. I'm going to start at this end and work my way to the other end. Now, the material that we're going to be using is this Olympic Elite. We got this at the local Home Depot store in the mahogany color. On the left, we have the GlazeCoat Famo wood. Now, this is what gives it the glaze and the sealant on top. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that your countertop is nice and clean and dry. Then we can go ahead and apply the stain and the sealant first. Now, this is pretty straightforward. You just want to get yourself a stain brush. The one that I'm using is 3 inches wide. In the description, I'm going to be putting some links of the products and materials that we use, so if you want to get them through there, it will definitely help us out. So once you do that, you just want to be taking your time and dip your brush into the stain. I'm doing it directly from the bucket. And once you put it onto the counter surface, you just want to lightly spread it evenly throughout the entire area. You just want to make sure that you do it in nice equal applications. Then once I let that dry for a few days, we're going to be applying this glaze coat. In the package, it comes with 2 containers, the A and the B. Now it says you'll want to measure, mix, and it gives you like instructions. In my case, I'm gonna use the entire material. So it asks you to first put in the A, which is the clear container. I'm gonna use the whole thing, and then from there you want to put in the B container, which is the black one. Now, since I need all of this, I'm gonna mix the whole thing. One thing I highly recommend is for you to measure the counter space so you can get the material required, because in my case, the customer was the one that brought us all of this, but we noticed that 1 box wasn't enough. And another thing, we started to try to put it on with a roller, but since this material is super thick and it's just really sticky, the roller option wasn't gonna work. So we just decided to use a couple of brushes, and what we're doing here is just dipping it into the tray and just basically spreading it on the counter like you see right here. So one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, when I was mixing it, the instruction says that you'll want to mix both of the containers for 6 minutes, and from there you want to put it into another container and you mix it for another 6 minutes until it gets to a certain temperature, and from there you can go ahead and put it on the counter like we're doing right here. So we're just dipping it into that tray, and then we're just spreading it little by little. I also recommend for you to get an extra pair of hands, especially since this material, it hardens super quick. You'll want to just get that extra help so you can put it on everything. So this is the results after we applied the first application. You can see on the surface it's kind of like wavy and there's a little bubbles and things like that. We're just gonna go through and continue to spread it and move it around Not too much though, because this material is self-leveling. So don't worry if it is kind of wavy like this. It's gonna level itself out a decent amount on its own. And once we do that, we're gonna let it sit for 1 full day. It says like 4 or 5 hours, but we noticed after that, in our case, it wasn't dry yet. It wasn't ready for the second coat, so we had to wait like a whole day. We applied this like around midday, and then this is the following day that we came. So this is how everything looks after the first application. You still see that there's quite a bit of like, it's kind of rough, you know. So this material, definitely you'll want to apply like at least 3 different coats. And once you do the third one, it's gonna be even like way more smoother. And you can apply up to even 5 coats if you want. The second one here, so we're just pouring it directly from the bucket, and then me and my helper, we're just little by little spreading it evenly in all the areas along the edges, especially around the edges of the countertop. You know, please make sure to come back and remove any excess that drips. Otherwise, all of that's gonna harden, and then you're gonna have a bunch of drips along the edge of the countertop. And if that hardens, you're gonna have to like sand it down later. And but yeah, this is the second coat right here. We're noticing that it's starting to come out a lot better. The dips and all the waves are starting to fill in. And the nice thing about this material, it is really thick, and it's a different kind of a substance. But as you put it with your brush, you know, you will tell right away, because if you have enough material, then your brush is gonna glide easily. This is the third application, so the third and the final one, we're starting to put everything on there. On this application, we're putting a decent amount of material, so that way we can just cover everything nice and full and even throughout the whole thing. And here in a little bit, I'll show you the end results of how everything turned out. We basically had to apply the first one, wait until the next morning, apply the second one, and then we let it set until the next morning, and then we applied the third one. And then your brushes, I recommend for you to put them in some acetone, leave them there for several hours. In our case, the brushes, it didn't really help, you know, the acetone, because that material is super thick, so we had to actually throw those brushes away. But that's what you typically use. So this is the results after the third application, and you can tell right here the whole surface is nice and covered, super high gloss, and everything is sealed. So this is pretty much the step-by-step process of how you can stain a countertop. You let it dry and sit for a few days, and then apply the glaze coat on top for a nice professional look. We hope you like this video. Please consider subscribing to our channel and activate the notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos that we're going to be uploading in the near future. Send us a comment, let us know if you have any questions, if you have any other input or ideas. You know, hit the like button. All those things will help, you know, continue to support our channel. May God bless you, and we'll see you on the next project.